Improve your advanced English accent and speaking. Today feels different. There's an air of mystery, isn't there? Something special is about to unfold, but what could it be? You can feel it too, right? That slight excitement tickling at the back of your mind. Stay with me till the end of this lecture, and I promise you'll uncover a secret that will change the way you speak English forever. Now tell me honestly, how many of you have ever felt frustrated when speaking English? Words get stuck. The accent feels heavy. You worry if you're saying it right. Does this happen to you? Raise your hands. Don't be shy. Ah, I see many hands. Don't worry, we'll fix this. And guess what? You only need 5 days.
Yes, just 5 days. By the end of this lecture, you'll be ready to take on the challenge and transform the way you speak English, whether you're in London or Los Angeles. Are you ready? Let's dive into this thrilling journey together. Day 1. The Listening Secret. Your ears are your superpower. What if I told you that your ears are the key to speaking perfect English? Surprised, surprised? Listen closely. The first step to improving your accent is to listen carefully to native English speakers. But wait, don't just hear them. Feel their words, the rhythm, and their intonation. Let me show you an example. Imagine someone says, "Could you pass me the bottle of water, please?" How does that sound? The way softens the T in bottle to almost sound like a D. Try saying it now. Bottle. See, a little tweak makes a big difference. Now, I want you to spend your first day listening. Yes, just listening. Find podcasts, watch TV shows, or even listen to the Queen's speeches, or maybe your favorite actor. Pay attention to how they pronounce words. Don't focus on understanding everything at first. Your goal is to tune your ears to the sound. Day 2. Mirror fun. Oops, not that kind of fun. I almost used the forbidden word there, didn't I? Let's call it the mirror technique instead. Today, your task is to practice in front of a mirror. Why? Because when you see yourself speaking, you become more aware of your mouth movements and expression. Questions? Here's the drill. 1. Find a short dialogue, something fun like, "Excuse me, where's the nearest cafe?" 2. Stand in front of a mirror. 3. Repeat the dialogue. Watch your mouth as you speak. Are you rounding your lips for words like excuse? Are you relaxing your jaw for cafe? Did you know the accent often involves a relaxed mouth? Don't tense up. Let your lips and tongue flow naturally. Funny tip. Pretend you're a spy on a mission. How would you say, "The tea is on the table"? Practice with drama. Day 3. The Speaking Challenge. Find your voice. All right, everyone. Today is the day we stop being shy. I announce, my voice filled with enthusiasm. Yes, my dear students, you must speak out loud, even if it feels awkward at first. Here's your speaking challenge. Pick 5 sentences in English and say them out loud 5 times each. Let's practice one together. It's a lovely day, isn't it? Notice the upward tone at the end of "isn't it"? That's classic intonation. Repeat after me with feeling. It's a lovely day, isn't it? Don't just say it. Own it. Say it like you're talking to your best friend. Make it sound natural, engaging, and cheerful. Suspense twist. But wait, What if you're unsure about your pronunciation? That's where your phone or a voice recorder becomes your best friend. Record yourself, listen back, and compare it to the native speaker's version. Adjust and try again. Day 4. Conversations. Turning words into connection. Now, it's time to bring English to life. I say, leaning closer to the class. How? Through conversations, of course. Find someone to talk to, a friend, a teacher, or even an online language partner. Can't find anyone? No problem. Speak to yourself. Yes, you heard me right. Example. Imagine you're at a tea shop. What would you say to the server? Good afternoon. Could I have a cup of tea and a scone, please? Practice scenarios like these. They'll help you get comfortable with real-life conversations. And here's a fun twist. Add emotions. Speak as if you're super excited about that tea and scone. Make it real. Make it funny. Day 5. Becoming a star. Show off your skills. The final day has arrived. Are you excited? Nervous? That's normal. Today, you'll show off everything you've learned. Your task: record a short video of yourself speaking English. Introduce yourself, share a fun fact, or narrate a story. Make it lively. For example, hello everyone. My name is Robert, and I've just mastered the accent in 5 days. Fancy a chat? Watch your video. How do you feel? Confident? If yes, congratulations, you've made it. If not, don't worry. Remember, progress takes time. Secret unveiled. And here's the surprise I promised at the start of this lecture. The secret to mastering English is not just about practice. It's about believing in yourself. The moment you believe you can, half the battle is won. A funny twist to end with. Before I let you go, here's a funny story. One of my students once tried the mirror technique but forgot to close her window. Her neighbors overheard her saying, "The tea is on the table," over and over. They thought she'd lost her mind. But you know what? She mastered the accent and thanked her curious neighbors for the extra motivation. Moral of the lecture: learning English, or anything in life, is a journey. It's not about perfection, but about progress. It's about having fun, making mistakes, and growing from them. Now, my dear students, are you ready to take on the 5-day challenge? Trust me, you've got this. Let's make English your superpower. Advanced English Grammar explained simply. Improve your English in 15 days. Improve your advanced or American English. Improve listening and speaking English practice. Good evening, dear students. I see so many eager faces here today. Let me start with a question. What if I told you that in just 15 days you could master advanced English grammar, refine your or American accent, and speak with confidence like never before? Impossible, doesn't it? But stay with me. By the end of this lecture, you'll realize it's not only possible, but also achievable with dedication and the right approach. Let's set the scene. Imagine you're standing on a stage. Thousands are listening to you. Your English flows effortlessly, your accent is smooth, and every word you speak commands attention. Doesn't that sound thrilling? Well, that dream starts right here, right now. But hold on, I must warn you. There's a twist. Advanced English is like a maze, full of hidden corners and surprising turns. The journey might feel confusing at first, but I promise you, by the end, all the pieces will fall into place. Shall we begin? Section 1. Why grammar matters, but not the way you think. Let's talk about grammar. Most people hear the word and immediately imagine boring rules and endless exceptions. But grammar is much more than that. It's the backbone of your language. Without it, your sentences wobble and tumble like a poorly built tower. Here's a funny thought. Grammar is like baking a cake. Imagine forgetting sugar in a cake. You still have something edible, but would anyone want to eat it? Similarly, speaking English without proper grammar might get your point across, but it won't impress anyone. However, here's the twist. Don't obsess over perfection. Advanced grammar doesn't mean knowing every obscure rule. It means understanding how to communicate clearly and effectively. Even native speakers don't follow grammar rules perfectly all the time. Surprised? Let's move on. Section 2. The power of simple sentences. One of the biggest mistakes advanced learners make is overcomplicating things. You might think long, complex sentences make you sound smart, but in reality, simplicity is powerful. Take this complicated sentence. The individual who is presumably unaware of the circumstances proceeded to interact in an overly casual manner. Simple sentence. He didn't know, so he acted casually. See the difference? Both mean the same, but the simple version is clear and impactful. Now, promise me this. You will never sacrifice clarity for complexity. Deal? Great. Section 3. Mastering the tenses without confusion. Oh, tenses. How many of you get lost in the labyrinth of past perfect, present continuous, and future simple? Raise your hands. Here's an engaging trick to remember tenses. Think of time travel. Yes, time travel. Past tense. Imagine stepping into a time machine and visiting yesterday. What happened then? That's your past tense. I went to school. Present tense. Now, step out of the machine and look around. What's happening now? I am listening to this lecture. Future tense. Hop back into the machine and fast forward to tomorrow. What will happen? I will practice my speaking skills. By visualizing tenses as moments in time, you'll never forget them again. Isn't that exciting? Section 4. Versus American English. Here's where things get fun, and maybe a little dramatic. Imagine a gentleman sipping tea and an American teenager enjoying a burger. Their English might sound similar, but their styles are worlds apart. Vocabulary. Americans say apartment, while Brits prefer flat. Americans use elevator, but Brits take the lift. Pronunciation. In English, water sounds like wotu, while in American English it's water. Now, which accent should you choose? The answer is simple. Whichever one feels natural to you. And here's a secret. The more you listen to authentic speakers, the easier it becomes to pick up their style. Section 5. Speaking fluently without fear. Speaking is the biggest fear for most learners, but why? It's because of the fear of making mistakes. Let me tell you something. Mistakes are your best teachers. Think of this. When a baby learns to walk, they fall many times, don't they? But do they give up? number. The same applies to learning English. Embrace your mistakes. Laugh at them. Here's a fun exercise. Find a mirror, look at yourself, and start speaking English. Pretend you're the most confident speaker in the world. Say anything, a story, a joke, or even the weather report. The mirror won't judge you, but it will make you aware of your expressions and pronunciation. Section 6. The 15-Day Challenge. All right, here's the moment you've been waiting for. The 15-Day Challenge. Are you ready? Days 1 to 3. Focus on listening. Watch videos, listen to podcasts, and mimic native speakers. Don't focus on understanding everything. Just absorb the sounds and rhythm. Days 4 to 6. Practice simple sentences. Use phrases like I think, I believe, or I feel. These are conversational starters. Days 7 to 9. Record yourself speaking, play it back, and identify areas for improvement. Days 10 to 12. Work on your accent. Try tongue twisters. For example, she sells seashells by the seashore. It's tough but fun. Days 13 to 15. Put it all together. Speak with a friend, join an online group, or simply talk to yourself. By now, you'll notice a significant improvement. Section 7. Listening Practice. The Unsung Hero. Listening is often overlooked, but it's your secret weapon. Why? Because the more you listen, the better you understand pronunciation, intonation, and context. Here's a fun twist. Treat listening like solving a mystery. When you hear someone speak, focus on clues like tone and context. Even if you don't know every word, you'll still get the gist of what they're saying. Section 8. The Big Suspense. What's the secret? Now, I promised you suspense at the start, didn't I? So here it is. The secret to mastering English. Are you ready? The secret is consistency. That's it. Simple, yet so powerful. You don't need to study for hours every day. Just 20 minutes of focused practice can transform your skills. Think of learning English like planting a tree. You water it a little every day, and soon it grows into something magnificent. The same goes for your language skills. Conclusion. The twist unveiled. So, my dear students, we've come to the end of our journey. But here's the twist. This isn't really the end. It's just the beginning. The tools, tips, and strategies I've shared today are your keys to unlocking fluency. Remember, English is not just a language. It's a bridge to new opportunities for friendships and adventures. And you, my wonderful students, are ready to cross that bridge. Now, go out there, practice with joy, and speak with confidence. I can't wait to hear your success stories. Until next time, keep learning and keep shining. Moral of the lecture. Success in any language comes not from perfection, but from persistence and practice. How to improve your English writing, listening, and speaking skills. Good morning, my dear students. Today, we're embarking on a journey, an extraordinary one. It's not just about learning English. It's about discovering a new way of expressing yourself, communicating your heart's desires, and mastering the art of language. But before we begin, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt lost for words, like your mind is brimming with ideas, but your pen refuses to cooperate? Or maybe you've tried speaking and the words tangle up, leaving you embarrassed. If that's you, don't worry. By the end of this lesson, you'll not only improve your English skills, but you'll also gain confidence you didn't know you had. But there's a secret, a suspenseful twist in this lesson. We'll unravel it together by the time we conclude. So stay tuned. The power of writing, a mirror to your thoughts. Let's start with writing. Writing is your voice on paper. Think of it as your silent companion, capturing your feelings, dreams, and even those quirky, funny thoughts you wouldn't share aloud. Step 1. Write every day. Yes, you heard me. Every single day. Start small. Begin with a diary. Write about what made you smile today, or what confused you. Writing daily will help you find your unique voice. For instance, today I tried pronouncing the word comfortable correctly. It wasn't easy, but hey, I laughed so much trying. Doesn't that sound easy and fun? Step 2. Learn from what you read. When you read a book, magazine, or even an article online, pause and reflect. Ask yourself, how does the writer express emotions? What words catch my attention? Can I use those words in my sentences? Imagine you're reading and you come across this. The golden sunset bathed the hills in warmth. Now, try rewriting it. The hills glowed warmly as the sun set. See the difference? You've just made it your own. Listening, the foundation of speaking now. Let's talk about listening. Have you ever noticed how babies learn to speak? They don't start with grammar books. They listen, imitate, and then speak. Step 1. Listen to real conversations, podcasts, interviews, or even YouTube videos. They can be your best friends. But don't just listen passively. Pause and repeat sentences. Imagine listening to someone say, "I really love ice cream." You pause and repeat, "I really love ice cream." Do you see what's happening? You're training your ear and your tongue. Step 2. Watch movies with subtitles. Here's a fun twist. Watch movies with subtitles. It's like killing two birds with one stone. In a good way, of course. You get to enjoy a story while picking up pronunciation and vocabulary. For example, if a character on screen says, "What's the matter with you?" you repeat, "What's the matter with you?" And suddenly, you're sounding like a native speaker. Speaking, the art of confidence. Ah, speaking, the most feared yet most desired skill. But here's a secret. Confidence is the key, not perfection. Step 1. Practice in front of a mirror. Yes, I know this sounds cliché, but trust me, it works. Stand before a mirror and have a chat with yourself. Introduce yourself. "Hi, I'm Emily. I love painting and watching sunsets." Your expressions, your smile, and even your hand gestures, over time, you'll feel more comfortable speaking. Step 2. Find a language buddy. Learning is always better with a friend. Find someone who also wants to improve their English and practice conversations with them. Here's a fun idea. Pretend you're in a coffee shop. You, "Hi, could I have a cappuccino, please?" Friend, "Sure. Would you like sugar?" You, "Yes, please. And a croissant, too." Fun, right? Twist time. The mystery of the missing word. Now, let's add a little suspense here. I want you to guess something. What's the one skill that ties writing, listening, and speaking together? Think about it. It's something simple, yet powerful. Time's ticking. It's confidence. Without confidence, even the best vocabulary and grammar can feel lifeless. Confidence breathes life into your words, making them shine. Mistakes are your best teachers. Here's another twist in our lesson. Mistakes. Don't run from them. Embrace them. Imagine you're speaking and you mix up words. Instead of feeling embarrassed, laugh it off. For example, you say, "I go to the market yesterday." Your friend corrects you. "You mean you went to the market yesterday?" You laugh and say, "Oh, right. I went to the market yesterday." Mistakes are like stepping stones. They help you grow. Practice makes progress. The final twist. There's no shortcut to mastery, but the beauty lies in the journey. So here's your task. 1. Write a short story about your day. 2. Listen to an English podcast tonight. 3. Speak 5 sentences to yourself in the mirror tomorrow. Each step you take is a step closer to fluency. Closing. Suspense. A question for you. As we wrap up, let me leave you with a question. If you had all the English skills in the world, what would you say to the world? Think about it. Write it down. And remember, the power of language lies in your hands, so use it wisely, my beloved students. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep shining. Advanced English Vocabulary for Professionals, a comprehensive guide for beginners to master. Listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Good evening, my dear students. Let me start with a simple question. Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a loop when trying to improve your English? Does it sometimes feel like no matter how much effort you put in, you're still miles away from speaking fluently? Well, you're not alone. Let me share something very special with you today. A secret that will transform the way you approach English. Oh, I can see the curiosity on your faces already. Hold that excitement, because this lecture is going to be full of surprises, some twists you didn't see coming, and yes, plenty of moments where you'll go, "Ah, now I get it." Shall we begin? Chapter 1. The secret ingredient of learning English. Let me start with an important point, something that no textbook will tell you. Learning English isn't just about grammar, vocabulary, or pronunciation. It's about confidence. Imagine this. You walk into a room filled with professionals, some with impeccable accents, others with years of experience in the corporate world, and there you are, a beginner, hesitant to speak. But do you know what truly sets people apart? It's not their perfect sentences, it's their confidence. Here's the twist. Confidence doesn't come after you learn English, it comes during the process. Yes, you don't have to wait. Start speaking, even if you think you'll make mistakes. Let's say it together. Mistakes are proof that you're trying. Chapter 2. Listening is the key to speaking now. Many of you might think, speaking English is my goal, so why are we focusing on listening first? Ah, good question. Let me explain. Listening is like planting seeds. Speaking is like growing flowers. You cannot have one without the other. Listen carefully to native speakers. Tune into podcasts, watch interviews, and pay attention to the sounds and rhythms. Here's a fun activity for you. Pick a short clip from a professional speech, maybe from a tech conference or an inspiring talk, and repeat the sentences. Imitate their tone, cues, and energy. Chapter 3. Why Reading Changes Everything. Let's talk about reading. Many students think reading is boring, but here's the twist. Reading is the secret doorway to learning advanced vocabulary without memorizing lists. Now, I'm not saying you need to pick a 500-page novel on day one. Start small. Choose articles, blogs, or even transcripts of professional speeches. Circle every word you don't know, and here comes a technique you'll love. Write those words down, but instead of looking for their meanings right away, try to guess the meaning from the context. This little game trains your mind to understand English like a native speaker. Chapter 4. Speaking Without Fear. This is the part where I want to see every single one of you smiling. Why? Because speaking English isn't just about words, it's about how you say them. Here's a scenario. Imagine you're at a networking event. You want to introduce yourself. What should you say? Here's a sample. Hi, my name is your name. I work as your profession. I'm really interested in topic. I'd love to learn more about your work. Simple? Yes. Effective? Absolutely. But here's the twist. Practice this in front of a mirror first. Trust me, when you see yourself speaking confidently, it'll feel like magic. Oops, not that word. Let's say it'll feel amazing instead. Chapter 5. Writing with Purpose. Writing is often the skill most professionals struggle with. Why? Because they think they need to sound formal all the time. Let me tell you a secret. Professional writing is about clarity, not complexity. Start by writing emails or notes to yourself. Use short, clear sentences. For example, instead of saying, I am writing to inquire about the availability of the requested information, say, could you please share the information I requested? See how simple that sounds? Chapter 6. Vocabulary. That impresses without overwhelming. Let's dive into some words that professionals often use, but are easy to learn. Repeat after me. Innovative, creative, or new. Efficient, doing something in the best way possible. Collaborate, to work together. Implement, to put something into action. Analyze, to study something closely. Here's a fun twist. Create a short story using these words. Trust me, the more you play with words, the better they stick in your memory. Chapter 7. Twists and Turns. Why humor helps. Let me ask you this. Have you ever laughed at yourself while learning English? If not, you're missing out on a great learning tool. For instance, I once said, I'm going to desert the project instead of dessert. Do you know what happened? Everyone laughed, including me. Mistakes like these make learning fun. So, the next time you mix up words, don't panic. Laugh and learn. Chapter 8. The Power of Questions. Here's a challenge for you. Start asking more questions in English. Why? Because questions make conversations. For example, Could you explain that again? What's your opinion on this topic? How can I improve this? See how polite and professional these questions sound. Chapter 9. Suspense and the final twist. Ah, you've waited patiently for this part. Remember how we started with a question about being stuck in a loop? Well, let me reveal the twist. You were never stuck. You just needed to take the first step. Every word you've learned, every sentence you've spoken has brought you closer to fluency. Now let me ask you, can you imagine a future where you speak English confidently? Can you see yourself giving a presentation, leading a team, or even teaching others? Yes, that future is closer than you think. Chapter 10. The final moral. Before we end, let me leave you with this. English is not just a language. It's a bridge to opportunities, friendships, and dreams. And you, my dear students, are already on the bridge. Keep walking, keep learning, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. You're not just learning English, you're learning how to change your life. So, what's stopping you? Now, let's promise each other that this is just the beginning. Shall we? Thank you for being such an attentive and wonderful audience. Now go out there and conquer the world, one English word at a time.